Hi guys, I really hope you enjoy what I'm about to show you on this video. We're going to be constructing our blog step by step. So we're going to make a start first, creating our URL and our address for our blog, and then we're going to set up our hosting. So first what we want to do is go to my blog, which is www.jaysblogging.com. We're visiting my blog because it's got a few tools on here which we're going to be using. So if you click on Toolkit and scroll down to the first tool, this is where we're going to be setting up our hosting for our site. And the company we're going to be using, they sell hosting at a cheap rate. I'm also going to give you a promotional code as well, which is going to save you 25%. So it's going to save you a bit more money as well. They've got some fantastic tools, some fantastic software. We'll be using some of these, which is going to make our life easier when we create our blog. It's going to be a lot more simple, and this is how we're going to create it in hours rather than days. It's going to save a lot of frustration. And most importantly, it's got an award-winning support service, 24/7, 365 days a year. You can contact them through email, through phone, through live chat, and they try and get your problem sorted as soon as possible. And that's what I prefer the most, knowing that I can always get my problems sorted. So before we make a start, I do suggest just leaving this window open of my blog, as we will be going through these tools. So we're going to begin with the first one, and click here. And go to web hosting, and it's going to give us a selection of packages. Now normally I'd go with the baby plan, as it gives us unlimited domains, or in other words URLs, web addresses, so we can have multiple blogs which we can add in the future. But for this example I'm only using one, so I'm just going to go with the hatchling, which is the cheaper version. And we're going to create our domain name, our address, our URL. And at this point, it's really important to think about what our blog is going to be about. So what are we going to be writing about? What products are we going to sell? We want a theme, we want a concept. Just a few ideas: gym, beauty, dating, or if you're an expert in a certain field, we're going to talk about that. So what we want to do, we want to create a web address which is going to be easy to type, easy to remember, and as short as possible. And I know these are quite minimal things, but when you've got a lot of competition, we want to make our blog as memorable as possible, easy to remember as possible, so that we get as much traffic and users coming to our blog as possible. I also recommend keeping this at .com. We do have other options, but .com is probably seen as the best, more so because when people see it, they consider you legitimate, they consider you a professional and an expert in your field. And that's what we want them to know about us as we write our blogs and talk about products whatever on our blog. So first example, I'll do the gym. So Jay's gym, that's not available on .com. I'll just change that to .net for the time being, but I'm going to change that to something with .com on for this tutorial. Let's just go through the options first. Billing cycle, it's currently set at 36 months. Just have it whatever you want to be. I generally have it as 12 months, so it's a cheaper rate, and I've got it for a year. I don't have to worry about having to pay every month. Setting up our username and our PIN. Putting in our billing information. I'll put that in a sec. And other parts, site lock, these are all just additions. I do like to have the privacy protection and the site lock added on. It does cost extra, but I like all my information being safe. But as I say, it is optional, so you can uncross these. And current bill, we've got all our activation, our support, our package, our hosting, all included. We've got our domain registration. I've left it as net so you can see it and it shows up on the bill. The coupon code I'm going to give you is Brooks100. And if you click validate, it's going to come up here, coupon credits, 25% off, and it's going to knock some money off your bill for you. So when you set all that up, have a read of the terms and conditions. When you're happy with that, select that, and then click create account. So rather than me waste time with you watching me trying to sort out a domain name, I'm just going to stop the camera and do that myself. I'm going to fill in my billing information and click create, and then I'll see you when I've done that. Okay, we've made our payment for our hosting and our domain. We should have had a confirmation page come up saying thank you, saying everything's gone through smoothly. So the next thing we want to do is go to our email, and we should eventually have an email come through from HostGator. So we're going to click on there, and it's going to give us a nice list of account information. Now I recommend looking after this, keeping it safe, because it's got some very important information on here which we might need to look back at. For the time being, we just want to look at this section down here. This is our control panel link that will take us to the control panel. Our username, which we chose. Our domain name. I put jaysblogging.com down. To be honest, I was struggling a bit, so I just put gymming, a bit of a slang word in. It's got a bit of a ring to it. It's got the word gymming for a keyword. It's not the best one in the world, but it'll do for this example. And then we've got our password as well for our control panel. So what we're going to do next is click our control panel link. And our cPanel login page will appear. So we're going to put in our username, which we got from the email. The password. If we go back into here, I'm going to copy and paste this because it's quite a hard one to remember. And now we've got access to our control panel, or the cPanel. Now the control panel is basically a panel of applications, tools, software. It gives you a variety of things to play with to build your website, your blog. It's got some really cool tools in. We're not going to be using many of these because we're going to be downloading some software to help build our blog. But a couple you can look into is under HostGator links, live chat support. If you're having any problems, if you click on there, you can have a one-on-one chat, live support with one of the technical team at HostGator, or clicking support portal. That'll give you a couple of other ways to contact them via phone number, a couple of other ways. But either way, either option, you can talk to the technical team and they can run with you step by step through your problems and trying to get you sorted out as quickly as possible. So just note those two down. But what we want to do, we want to go down to software services, and we want to click the icon quick install. Now quick install is an application that offers a variety of software for chatting, blogging, lists are endless. There's quite a few to choose from. But the one we're interested in is WordPress. So I'm going to select this. Now WordPress is a web software. It basically gives us a way to build, manage our blog, It's got an easy layout, easy to use tools. There's about 70 million blogs and websites which have been created through WordPress. So it's very popular, very easy to use, and it's going to help us set up our blog as quick and as easily as possible. So we're going to go ahead and click continue. And part of the install, choose the website we want. We've only set up one, but if you set up a couple of domains, just make sure you choose the right one. Admin email. So we'll add our email in here. Blog title. We'll just call this fitness blog to begin with. Doesn't really matter because we can easily change this further on. Admin user. Give yourself a username. We'll just call it admin. That'll do us. And our name. And click install. Okay, congratulations, it's been installed straight away. You can access it now by clicking here, this link. Now just to pre-warn you, if you've just set up your domain and you're hosting a couple of minutes ago, it can take a while for your domain to be set up. So if you click here and it comes up with page not found, server not found, don't worry about it. If you leave it a couple of hours, it can take 2 hours, 4 hours, something like that. It might even come straight away. But if you're getting these problems, these error messages that you can't find your website, just leave it and come back to it later. So what we're going to do, I'm going to leave this for a couple of hours, have a break, and I'll come back to it and see if our blog is ready. And you can see our website's been set up and it's given us a basic layout for a blog. Got our title there that we chose, our menu bar, home page, sample page. We can add more pages as we go on through these tutorials. We've got just an example blog just to show how it's going to be set out. We've got a sidebar here which we can edit. We can put in images, texts, adverts, anything we want really, the latest blog updates, but we'll be going through that in a bit. So it looks a bit boring at the moment, so what we want to do is go in, make some changes, make it look a bit more appealing. So we're going to start by logging in. So if you go up to the top of the address bar and put /WP, WP for WordPress, -admin, and enter. This is going to take us to our WordPress login. So our username is set up during the installation, was admin, and again I'm going to click up here and copy and paste this password because it's quite a hard one to remember again. And click login. This gives us access to our dashboard specifically for our own website. It's very easily set up. We've got all our tools to help us build and manage our blog down here. We've got ways to monitor, manage posts, pages, categories. We're going through that later on. You can see this bar up here. You can choose to edit your profile. This is how we can log out. Fitness blog, the title of our blog. If you click there, it will take us to our blog and we can see a preview of what it looks like. And this is the way we can alternate between our dashboard, and our blog. So if we click back, the first thing we want to do is change our password, because we'll be logging through WordPress a lot more often than our cPanel. So let's make it a bit more memorable. So the first thing we want to do is click Users. And there we are. So if we click on our user and scroll down to the bottom, and it gives us an option to change our password. So we're going to change it to something a bit more memorable. Update. Profile updated, so our password should now have been updated. So we're just going to test that. And let's just see if it's working. So yeah, it's effectively been changed. Okay, that's the first setting we've changed for our settings. If you look at our blog, you can see we're missing the www dot at the start. It doesn't bring any problems at all, but as a personal preference, I like to have the www on. So I'm just going to quickly show you how to do that. If you prefer it without, that's completely fine. It's not going to make any difference. It's just a personal preference. So we're going to go into Settings and General. And in these two boxes here, we're going to enter our www dot in. Now when you've made this change, just double check, make sure it's exactly right, exactly how it should look, because it can be a lot harder to change if we screw it up. So make sure all the information is correct, and then we can click Save Changes. As we've changed it, WordPress thinks we're a different website or an amended website, so we're going to need to log in again. And now you can see we've got our www dot. If we flick onto our blog, we can see it appears there as well. So if we go back into our dashboard, the first thing we're going to do is change its appearance. We're going to choose a theme, a layout, which is going to make it look more attractive. So to choose an attractive layout, we're going to go over to the left here and click on Appearance. Don't worry, after you've gone through all these sections a few times, it'll be easy to navigate. You'll know where everything is. It does come quite easily. So under Appearance, we've got Themes. This is where we're going to choose the layout we want for our blog. We've got Widgets. We'll go over that later when we go through our sidebar. Menus, we'll go over that later as well. Header, change the header of your blog at the top. Background, change the background colour if you want to add an image. Editor, the editor is pages and pages of code, so you will not be requiring to click on that at all. It's only when you want to add very detailed, very difficult coding in, but we won't be needing that. So we're going to go ahead and choose a layout first. So we've selected Themes, and the first tab is Manage Themes. Here's the default example we've been given so far. but we don't like that, so we want to change it. So we'll go on to the next tab, click Install Themes, and there are literally hundreds and hundreds of themes to choose from. If you've got a particular layout you want in mind, you can use the filter, search by filter, by colour, number of columns, where you want the columns, certain widths, certain features. If you're not exactly sure, you can look at featured images, the newest ones which have been uploaded, upload your own if you've already got them, recently updated. The one I'm going to select for this example is called Admired. You'll see a preview of roughly what it's going to look like. Now, if you don't like this one, it doesn't matter. I do recommend that you use this one with me, and as we go through the tutorial you can change this afterwards, so you can put in all your information into the blog, do all your amendments, and you can actually change the layout and everything should generally be the same. But I choose Admired because a lot of the layouts you choose, they're very limited, you don't have full control, you can only edit certain parts. But with this Admired theme, it gives you some extra options to change it and edit it that little bit more, just to make it more customized for how you want it. So we're going to click Install now. And click Activate. And this particular theme gives us all these sections where we can choose to make any colour amendments, shaping amendments. So we'll start off with layout, and we'll choose Kiss of Orange. That one looks okay. Sidebar position, we'll keep a right sidebar. You can have 3 columns, 1 column, but we'll keep it at that. So always remember to save the changes. General, these are all standard colours. You can change these however you want to. Fonts, header, top of the blog. The Admired theme gives you an option of choosing a logo, having a banner at the top. So I'm going to take advantage of this. If you read the right section, it'll tell you it can be just over 1,000 pixels long and just over 1,000 pixels wide. So I'm going to click Choose Image, click Select Files. If you want to, go back, you can click From URL, and you can add in the URL of the image if it's on another website, and it will show up. Media library. The media library is specifically for your WordPress dashboard, so every time you use an image it will automatically be stored in here in case you need to use it any other time. But we're going to click From Computer because I've got one in mind, and you can either drop it in or click Select Files. Scroll down, and this is one I prepared earlier for this blog. This banner I've created, or the title, I used in Paint. I used a font generator on the internet, and I got a couple of images of clip art off Microsoft Word. Just something quick put together for this example. Now we can edit any information here, add captions, descriptions. You can choose the alignment, size. You want the full size, you can have it small if you want to, and always remember to click Insert into Post or it will not show up. So now that's been selected, So we want to click Save Changes. Sidebar, comments, you can see it's just the same as before. You can change your colours, social, advanced options, analytics. It's all there for you, or to add in any analytics, any SEO, anything you want to really. So we've had all those changes saved now. So if we click on the bar at the top and see what it's looking like, you can see we've got this orange kiss layout. We've got the right column, we've got the colour scheme, and we've got that banner I've created and uploaded. Now you can see here that we've still got our fitness blog title and a subtitle underneath, and obviously it's kind of ruining it a bit, so we want to change that. So if we go back and click into appearance, you can click your admired options, which are the additional options this theme gives us, as you can see here. Or if you go back into themes and click customize, this customize is on every single theme. So if we click on there, we can edit some basic details of the blog. So site title and tagline. Let's delete our title and our tagline, and you can see it's taking it off our blog. Colours, background image. This is where you can change the colours, what images you'd like, but this is a very basic customization. All this is covered in the additional extras which this admired theme has given us, what we were going through before in terms of the layout, the general, all those features. So we just want to go on here just so we can get rid of this bit. Also, an additional extra static front page. If you would like a main home page which isn't actually the blog, you can choose to have a static page and then have a blog as a tab on here. So visitors will be welcome to this welcome page where you say hello, talk about yourself, your products, and if they want to look at your blog, they can select blog, which we can put up here later. But we'll leave that for the time being. We'll leave it as having the blog as the main front page. So we're going to click Save and Publish, and then we're going to close that. So let's just check again on the bar, go to our blog and see how it's looking. Yeah, that's looking pretty good now. We've got our banner in, colour scheme's looking good as well. So we'll go back into our dashboard and we'll have a look at the next section of editing our blog. Okay, so now we're going to look at creating our first ever blog post. So we're going to go over to the left of the dashboard and select posts. And this is a table which is going to display every post we write on our blog. Now you can see this Hello World one. This is the example we got when we downloaded WordPress. But we don't want this one because it's just an example. So you can see your options here: edit, quick edit, view it. We're just going to click trash and delete it. Whenever it's ready. There we go. So we're going to create our first post. So if you come up by the title, there's the Add New button. and this brings us to our post creation page. So we're going to enter our title in. So it's an exercise blog, so we'll do top 10 ab exercises. So we've chosen our title now. I'm going to come down to this box where we're going to add in all our content, our useful information, where we're going to talk about our top 10 ab exercises, or whatever topic we're going to do. Now, rather than have you watch me type in words and words and words, I'm just going to copy and paste some dummy text in. This is just through Google, just some random words, just so you can see how the layout is. So we've copied that in there. Now you can see you've got a variety of tools. You can link words, left align, right align. It's just like Microsoft Word, bold, italics. Just do a couple of examples. So you probably know all this already. This is all standard Microsoft Word stuff, so you need to get used to that if you haven't already. So we've got everything there, we've got all our content, but I want some images in there. I want to tart it up a bit, make it look a bit more attractive. So I'm going to select where I want my image. So I'll have it at the start here. I'm going to go up and click Add Media. You can see this is our media library where our banner was, but I don't want to use that one, so we're going to click Upload Files and select our files, because I do have one in mind. There we go. Chap doing some ab work. And when it's finally loaded onto the system, we're going to click Insert into Post. So there we go, there's our image. But I find it a bit too big. It's not fitting in with the actual text. I've just deleted it. Let's add it in again. Select. So yeah, it's too big. There's this grey border around it, and I want to make some changes to it. So if we click on our image, we get two boxes here. We can click delete, or we can use the edit image icon here. So we'll click there, and it's going to give us some options. So I want to have the image a bit smaller. That will do there. Left align it, which will bring the text around it. Can give it a title, a caption. We'll just put example 1 in. That will do. Link URL. I normally like to take this out. All it does really is someone clicks on that image, it's just going to appear at a bigger scale. But it's just a personal preference, but I prefer to delete it out. So we've made some changes there. We're next going to click up to Advanced Settings, and this is going to give us a bit more to play with. So we can choose the width and height of the image a bit more specifically rather than the percentages. And what we want to do is get rid of this grey border. So we're going to put a 0 in the border. And we're also going to put a 0 in vertical space and horizontal space. And all that's going to do is bring this text closer to the image, so it looks like it fits more in with the post. So we've done all that now. I'm going to scroll down and click Update. And you can see now we've got our image smaller. We've got rid of the grey box, but we've got our caption in there. So I'm just going to show you an example without. Click back in there. get rid of the example one. And you can see the image has lost its grey border. So we've added our images in now. We've got the right colours, the right sizes, exactly how we want it. So we're going to look at the rest of the options on the right. So you can see the status is still in draft. So we're going to select publish, and this is going to upload it onto our blog. You've got the type of format of your blog, and I'm not going to go through all these, but they do vary. Obviously you can have gallery, where it's more suited to, you know, a blog post with more images in. Categories, you can select a category. Say we can set up ab exercises, chest exercises. You'll have the list there you can choose from. We will do this further on in the tutorial, so don't worry about that now. Tags we'll also do a bit later on. And featured image. Now this image will be next to your blog post when people go onto your blog. And you don't have to have one, but I think it makes it look a bit more attractive and more inviting. So we're going to just select the same one again. That one will do. Set featured image. And we're going to click update. So now we've done our post, we're going to move up to our bar and click on our website so we can see how it's turned out. And you can see our first blog post on our website with all our information. Okay, now we've created our blog posts, we're going to learn how to add categories and tags to them so it's easy for people to find certain blog posts and navigate around our blog. So we're going to go to the left and select posts again. As you can see, just for this example, I've added a couple more blog posts just to help demonstrate how the categories and the tags work a bit more easily. So we're going to click onto categories, and it's going to take us to this screen. Now the table on the right is going to list all the ones we create. We've got uncategorized as standard, we can't delete it just in case we don't allocate a blog post to a certain one, so it will be left as uncategorized. So we're going to create our first one. So we'll have one about cardio. So people that want to search for blog posts generally looking at cardio, they'll find these. The slug, this is the URL which will appear in your address bar. We want to make it as friendly as possible, aka something simple, cardio, something relevant. This will help the search engines pick up our words a lot more easily, and we'll get ranked higher in the search engines. Parents, this is just a form of setting a hierarchy. It's not really important. You can do it for your own blog, but for this example we'll just leave it for none. Description is not necessary either, it's just for yourself. If you have a lot of categories and you can't remember which ones are for what, you can have a description just to remind yourself. So we'll just leave that because we're not going to have that many, and we know what the cardio category is going to be for. So click add new category. And it's appeared there on our list. So we'll do the next one. And we'll have the same for the slug as well. And I don't need Don't want to fill these in. And there we go. I think those two will be fine considering the posts I've added. So I'm now going to go back into our posts section and basically do a quick edit in each one. I'll just show you how. Move down to the category section. This one's on cardio, so we're going to have it in a cardio section. And click update. Now if we go back into our posts, you can see the categories changed. Now I'm going to quickly do the same, so I'm going to speed up time just to save you a bit more. Okay, I've now created all the required categories. So I'm just going to show you an example of how they work. If we go back into our bar and view our blog, you can see at the bottom, this blog is posted in cardio, posted in muscle building. So we can open the full blog post and it'll still have it at the bottom, just above where people can leave replies. And if anyone is interested in any cardio they've read here and want to read a bit more, they can click here and it's going to show any posts to do that type of category. So in this case, the cardio. And that's cardio. That is categories in a nutshell. Very simple, but it's a lot easier for people to navigate through your site, through your blog. So it's really for their sake. So let's go back into the dashboard and let's have a look at tags. So we're going to go back into posts and select tags. Now tags are very similar to categories as it helps navigate, but tags are used for more specific searches. And it's the same kind of thing with the URL. We want keywords for the tag and the slug, so search engines can pick us up, so we can rank higher in the search engines. So some examples of tags we're going to have. We're going to have abs. And we'll have the same for the slug. Description, leave the same. Same kind of setup as the category section. Arms. So rather than muscle building, we've got something more specific like building the abs, building the arms. We're going into more specific searches. And we'll put one more in. Put cardio in again. So now we've done our tags, we're going to apply them to our posts. Now normally when you're writing a post, you'll be putting the category in and the tag in at the same time, but just for the example of this tutorial, we're just going step by step showing you how to make the blog post and then how to add categories to it, how to add tags to it, etc. So let's edit this one. Now, benefits of cardio for your abs. So we've already got it in our cardio section. If we type in the name of one of our tags, it should appear. So this is abs, and it's to do with cardio as well. So we can have multiple ones. So we can include running, as it's about cardio, and cardio. And you can see they're highlighted here. We can delete them if we change our mind, and click update. Go back to our posts, and I'm just going to speed up time again and add our tags into these ones. Okay, we've now added all our tags to our blog posts. So we're just going to test it out. Free access our blog. You can see now at the bottom, tagged is abs, cardio, running. Same again, they've all had their tags added. So if someone wants to find a blog post which relates to abs, select the tag. And anything that's been tagged with abs is listed. Now you can see they're a lot more specific than categories, because obviously this one's in the cardio category, but if we relate to anything about, for this example, abs, it doesn't necessarily have to be in the title, there could be a paragraph about it, we can tag that in, and it gives users an easier way, a more specific way to find material they're looking for. So that's categories and tags in a nutshell. Congratulations, your blog post is now complete with images, texts, categories and tags. Okay, now we're going to look at pages for our blog. Now, a difference for the page compared to your blog posts is it's going to be more static, where you're not really going to make any regular amendments or updates. So this is going to be an about me page, a contact page, basically a static page which is going to give the user or the visitor some kind of information. So it's going to be very quick and easy, as we've gone over the same kind of steps before. So go over to pages, and we've got our sample page here. As again, it's a sample, it's an example, we don't want it, so let's trash that. And then we'll go up to here, add new. And you can see it's exactly the same setup as when we do our blog posts. So we'll do an about me page, and just some dummy text just for the example. I'll copy that in. Normally it will say something about who I am, what I do, anything to do with what we want to talk about on our blog. So I'll make all my amendments there where I need to, and I'm going to publish it. Okay, so let's just click preview changes to see what it looks like. And here's our About Me page. Okay, we'll come out of that and we'll click Add New again. And we're going to do a contact page this time. Okay, I've just done a basic thank you. If you want to get in contact with me, please fill out the form. We haven't got that yet. We're going to put this in the plugin section, just so we can go through all the plugins all together. So we'll leave this for now and we'll come back to it, but we'll insert it now. So we've got all our pages, all our blog posts ready. So that's all sorted now. Do a quick preview. And here's our contact page. And we'll have our form here. Okay, if you notice, we've got another comment box. We've had them on our blog post, which is what we want. We want people to discuss blog posts, ask questions, etc. And that's going to help form some relationships and some loyalty. In terms of the static page, you might want to leave the comment box, but in terms for a contact page where we're going to have a form where they can email us, or the About Me page, they're not really that necessary. So as my personal preference, I'm going to get rid of them. So if we go back to our pages and come below, you can see the quick edit, and we can make any quick edit we want to here. We can change date of time, the title, all the main parts, but you'll just see we can uncheck allow comments and update. And we'll do the same there, update. And we'll just do a quick view, make sure it's disappeared. There we go, all gone. Okay, so that's pages sorted. Very quick, very easy. Follows the same kind of rules as your blog posts. So we've put all together all our content, the right pages, the right blog posts. Now what we want to do is sort out our menu here, so people can navigate through our blog. So look at the different posts, the different pages, and anything else we want to offer to them. So we're going to go back into our dashboard and we're going to look next at our menu. Okay, so now I'm going to move over to our appearance section and we're going to select menus. Okay, we need to name our first menu. It can be anything you want. We'll just call it menu 1. There we go. Now we need to make sure we select it as the primary navigation, otherwise it's not going to show up on our blog. So we're going to save that. And these boxes here are going to allow us to put on our pages, our blog posts, anything we need. So if we first have a look at our blog to see what it looks like, you can see we don't have anything on there at the moment because it's blank. So we want to make sure we've got our blog, so we're going to put a blog button up there. Now it's not classed as a page and it's not classed as a category, as you've probably just seen, so we need to create one from scratch. So our blog is literally our full address name. So we're going to go back into menus and choose custom links. So we're going to put in our address bar of where the actual blog is, and the label will be blog, and click add to menu. And this can be done with any link. Say this is an exercise blog, we can put in menshealth.com and it'll take them straight there. We can call the button what we want it, anything you want. We want to add our pages in. We want our contact page, the about me page added in so people can view it. And only preference, we can have our categories in there. So just for the example, I'll put them both in. But rather than have these as buttons, I prefer them to be under the blog title and have a second option. So if we bring these up here and put them underneath, but at this different tab here, and cardio, and you can see the offset compared to the normal pages and blogs. And I'll just show you what that does now. So if we click save menu, menu 1's been updated. So we'll go back to our blog. You can see the about me page, the contact page has come up, our blog as well. We put in the URL link and you can see from that offset that our categories are in here. Now if you just left them in normally, they'd appear here, so they can look at different sections, but as I prefer them to be just under the blog, anyone can select the arrow and choose, say, the cardio category and cardio archives. So that just makes it a little bit easier for people to navigate through your blog. Okay, we're now going to install some plugins to our blog. Now plugins are little tools, add-ons which we can add to our blog, which is going to make it look more professional. And there are thousands and thousands of plugins to choose from, and they all carry out different functions. We're going to be going through over some contact forms, some social media ones, but there are literally thousands and thousands that do thousands of different functions. So we're going to start off with our contact form for the contact page we created. So we're going to go over to plugins, This is going to list some standard plugins you'll already have, but we want to add some new ones, so click Add New. Now we can search for a plugin, we can upload one from our computer, we can view featured ones, popular ones, the newest ones. We're only going to be installing a few main ones here, but I do suggest going through a few of these every now and again and having a look, seeing what's popular, seeing what's top rated, seeing what people are using, and just have a look through, because you might find some plugins which are personal preference and which you prefer rather than your standard blog. So we're going to start with the contact form. So we'll do a search and type contact form. And it's going to give us a variety of contact form plugins, just to show as an example. But I do have a particular one in mind. It's contact form 7, which is what I normally use. Don't ask me why it's contact form 7, but that's just what they've called it. So we want to go on to the details, and it's going to give us a description of what the function is, what it does, any support in case of having any problems, installation, which is more applicable to what we're looking at. We want to know when we've installed it, how we can use it. So once activated, we can find it within our WordPress admin panel. We can check screenshots to see how to use it, what it might be looking like, FAQ, changelog, all standard stuff. But I'm pretty happy with this one. So we're going to click Install and OK. And then we're going to activate the plugin. And you can see it is now active on our main screen. So as it said, it's been installed in our admin panel here, just appeared. So we're going to click Contact, and we're going to copy this code. Then we're going to go to our pages, go on to our contact page, and all we're going to do is paste in this code, and then we're going to click Update. And it's actually that simple. So if we go and check out our blog, select our contact page, you can now see that we have our form. So we're just going to do a little test. So John Smith. gmail.com. Subject is test. Our message is hi there. This is a test. Okay, that's done. So I'm going to click send. Your message has sent successfully. So just to test that, I'm going to go into our email, and is it going to appear? No, let's do a refresh. And there it is. So if we click on John Smith, we've got their email, subject, hi there, this is a test, and now we can forward this, reply this, anything we want to do. So we've proved that our contact page is now working fully for our blog. Okay, next we're going to install a Facebook like box. Now this is assuming that on Facebook we've created our own page, which is going to represent our blog, our products. It's a form of gaining traffic to our blog. If you read up in some blog posts, mine or others, you'll see Facebook is a very effective method for this. So we're going to pretend we've got a Facebook page already. I'll just use an example for this. So we want to click Add New. You can see we're in the plugin section again. So Add New. And Facebook Lightbox. And I always like putting the Facebook Lightbox on because it'll make your blog look a lot more legitimate. People can see the faces of your subscribers that have liked your blog, and it will make it look like it's not like a dodgy site or anything. It'll make it look like it's very popular, and so they'll be more willing to check out your products, read more from you, revisit. So we're going to click Install. Yes. I've just read that the Lightbox is going to appear as a widget. So we're going to go over widgets as we go through this. So click Activate Plugin. And it's now installed as a widget. Now I'll show you just what a widget is now, and it's all to do with your sidebar. Let me just show you. This is the sidebar here, which we touched up upon earlier in the tutorial. It just gives different information. Search box, they can view recent posts, recent comments, archives. So we're going to edit this as well as put in our Lightbox. So let's go back. And we want to go to Appearance and Widgets. Now this is our sidebar here. You can see the search is here, the recent posts, just what we've just viewed. And these boxes here are widgets, and they can be dragged in and out. So let's get rid of the search, let's get rid of the archives, get rid of the recent comments. We'll keep the categories, we'll keep the meta, and these are a list of all standard widgets. Just find the Facebook Lightbox widget. So we're going to click and drag this widget up to here, and we're going to have it on the top. So the title will have "Like us on Facebook." And Facebook URL, I'm just going to use an example. I'm a big fan of the Lad Bible, so I'll just use this one as an example. We can choose our colours, we'll keep it light. Width and height, we can change that as we need to. Yes, you want to show faces. Yes, we'll show the header. I don't want to show the streamer. Now the stream will just show updates which are happening on the page. You may want to keep it in, but just for example, I'm just going to leave it out. So click Save. And close. Now when you've got a few minutes, just have a look through all these. They will be very familiar. You've got your meta tags, your pages, your comments, all that kind of stuff. You can add in a calendar. If you want to add in your own personal text, anything you want to write, we can use the text one at the bottom and drag this in. we'll put this just up here, give it a title, text test, and we can write anything we want in here, or if you've got HTML code for anything you want to input, that'll work in here as well. So we'll just put testing in here and click save. And we'll close that. Okay, so let's just have a look at what we've done. If we go into our blog, we have here our Find Us on Facebook. I've already liked this, but this will be blue and people can like your actual Facebook page. It will give them a way to read your blog posts, your updates on Facebook. It'll encourage their friends to join, and it's really a good way of getting traffic to your blog. So I do highly recommend it. And as you can see, all the faces, I think it makes it look a lot more legitimate when people visit the site and they see there's so many members and they all have their own profiles just to prove they're real. Text test, we can write anything we want in here, photos, text, anything we want, adverts. We've left all these posts in as well, so that's all looking good. Contact page is still there as well. So yeah, that's all looking good. Okay, next we're going to install a favicon. Now, a favicon is a little image which appears in our address bar. You can see I've already installed one up here. Now, all the top websites, Facebook, Google, Gmail on here as well, they all have little favicons. And it's just a personal preference, but generally it's going to make you look a lot more professional. It's going to make people see you know what you're doing. So we're going to install it. So let's go into our plugins. Add to new. Search for favicon. Again, it gives you a big selection, but the one I've chosen is WSA favicon, and you can see it's already installed. So when you've installed it and activate it, just like the last ones, we want to go into settings, and favicon should have been installed automatically there for you as soon as you've hit that install button. So when we click on favicon, it's going to take us here. It's going to give you a little explanation of how to do this. But all we really want to do is put together a square image. You can go by their recommended pixels. This one hasn't, but it still works. So if you click upload favicon and select it from your menus, that's where I'll select it from, and click Save Changes. Your favicon will appear here just to show that's been uploaded. And when you visit your blog, it should appear there for you. Now, this is the simplest way of doing it. If you go on forums, chats, support, they all say put in this code, upload this to this folder, and it can get very confusing. I don't know why people just don't use this plugin, but it's going to save you a lot of hassle, and you've literally installed it within 2 minutes. So that's favicons. Okay, so now we're going to add some social media share buttons to our blog posts. Now the reason for this is when someone likes our post, they can click like via Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever social media they're on. And when they like it, it can appear on their news feed. Their friends can view what they've been liking. It will then direct them directly to our blog post and then our blog. So essentially, it's going to increase the amount of traffic coming to our blog. And the way we're going to do this is go to plugins, add new as before, and we're going to type in social share. This is one I normally use, so I'm going to use this one. Add Twitter, Facebook, like, Google+, one share. Activate the plugin. Now that's activated, with this plugin we want to go into settings and go down to TF social share. Give auto display. We're going to choose what we want, so we're going to leave them all in. Twitter, we can have Pinterest if we want, Google+, so choose whichever you like. And where do you want to show these? We want to show them on our posts, categories, search results, leave the archives, but just put it down to your personal preference. Button changes, any modifications you want to make, and we're going to click Save Changes. So let's go back into our blog. Our blog. I'm going to choose just the first post. And you can see the share buttons here. So anyone can click these and it will appear on their Twitter accounts, their Google+, their Facebook. But I don't like it at the top because people are going to read this, they're going to get to the bottom, maybe leave a comment and forget about it. So let's just go back. Settings, social share. And I'm just going to choose the position to be below the post. So when they finish reading, if they like it, they'll then remember to click straight away. So let's just check, see if that's been updated. And there we go. There's our social media share buttons. Alright, our blog is pretty much complete now. I'm just going to show you one more thing. It's up to you if you want to do it. Is to create a homepage. You can either have your blog as the main, is what we've got as standard, or if you prefer, I'm just going to show you quickly how to create a homepage where you can give an introduction or welcome, and they can choose to click on the blog here as and when they want to. So we're going to start off going back into our dashboard. Going to go to Pages and add new. Now we want to create our welcome page, so I'm just going to call it welcome. And I'm just going to copy some standard dummy text just to save us time. And we're going to publish that. Actually, we're going to call it home for the home page. That'll be better. Okay, then we're going to go back into pages, and we need to create a page for our blog, because at the moment it's saved as jaysblogging.com, and that takes you straight to the blog page, and we don't want that. We want it to go straight to the home page. So we're going to have to create a new page as well for our blog. So add new, and we're just going to call it posts, and click publish. And you don't need to add anything. We're just going to go through our options and select post as the new blog page. So now that's fully published, we're going to go into appearance and themes, and we've got our admired layout here. So we're going to click customize, click static front page, and we want a static page for the main page. And the front page will be home, which is the one we'd selected, the one we created for this section. And the post page, where we're going to have our posts. So that is going to be in the posts section. Now it hasn't appeared here because we haven't updated our menu. So we're going to click save and publish, close, and then we're going to go into our menus. Okay, so we want to add our posts for our post page and our home page. Add to menu. Now we've got our categories here, so we want them back under our blog, our post page. Blog we can finally get rid of. Remove, and we just want to make this look a bit smarter. So obviously we want the home page first, then we're going to want posts, about me, and contact. That seems like a much better order. So click save menu, and we'll go back into our blog just to make sure it's looking okay. And now we've got our home page as jaysblogging.com, which was the original blog page. Posts, we can change this back to blog if we really want to, but we can leave it as posts. Just replaced. We've still got our categories, and we've got the about me and contact page, and any other pages you want to add really. So there we go. Just do one last test. jaysblogging.com, and it takes us straight to our home page. So there you go, a fully working blog. Our social share buttons, our like boxes, our fav icons, we've got our posts, we've got our pages, our home page. It is all now complete. So congratulations,